Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
WWE fans recently took to Twitter as they couldn't control their excitement when they saw a photo of Roman Reigns' manager, Paul Heyman, with Jade Cargill backstage during the latest episode of NXT. The latest edition of the developmental show was fully stacked with several top main roster stars. Heyman and John Cena were present ringside during the match between Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes. WWE's latest signing, Jade Cargill, was also present backstage at NXT. Following the show, she took to Twitter to share a photo with Paul Heyman and hailed him as the GOAT of GOATs in the caption. Fans quickly noticed the post and went berserk at the thought of the Wiseman probably trying to recruit the former TBS champion for the bloodline. Most were convinced that Cargill would be the first woman to be included in the bloodline. One fan speculated that Paul Heyman might have called Roman Reigns during the show to recruit the megastar. WWE legend Teddy Long said he wants a match between Jade Cargill and Roman Reigns' distant blood relative. In a recent episode of The Wrestling Time Machine, Teddy Long said he wishes to see Jade Cargill go one-on-one against Roman Reigns' distant relative, Nia Jax. "Well, I want to see her with Nia Jax," revealed Long. The Tribal Chief will return on this week's episode of SmackDown. It remains to be seen how he will react to Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso not being able to win against John Cena and LA Knight at the Fastlane Premium Live event. Fans believe Cargill might debut on this week's episode of the Friday Night Show. Let's see what WWE has in store for her. The WWE Universe was in absolute chaos. Social media exploded after a seemingly innocent photo of Paul Heyman and Jade Cargill surfaced online. It wasn't just any picture, it was a power move, a calculated statement. In the image, Paul Heyman, the legendary wise man of the bloodline, stood beside the dominant and undefeated Jade Cargill. The caption? "Recruiting everyone." For fans of WWE, those two words held weight. Paul Heyman wasn't just a manager, he was an architect of dynasties, a master manipulator who crafted some of the greatest careers in wrestling history. And Jade Cargill? She was an unstoppable force, a powerhouse still waiting for that career-defining moment. The rumors started instantly. Was Jade Cargill the newest member of the bloodline? Was Heyman positioning her as Roman Reigns' next enforcer? Or was this something even bigger? Was Heyman assembling an entirely new faction? Roman Reigns' absence creates an opportunity. Since Roman Reigns' part-time schedule had become a reality, the power balance in WWE had shifted. The bloodline, once the most dominant force in the company, was in flux. Jimmy Uso had been exiled, Jey Uso had left for Raw, and Solo Sikoa was trying to hold things together with the new wildcard, Jacob Fatu. And now, here was Paul Heyman, planting seeds. Heyman's caption wasn't just a message for the fans. It was a warning shot to the locker room, a challenge to the existing bloodline, and perhaps even a test for Roman Reigns himself. But that wasn't all. Just a few minutes after the post, Jade Cargill added fuel to the fire by quote-tweeting it with 3 simple words. "Call Roman Reigns." Social media erupts. Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, every platform exploded with speculation. Jade in the bloodline? She would be the most dominant female they've ever had. Is Heyman setting up an entirely new faction? This feels like something bigger than just the bloodline. Roman Reigns about to show up at SmackDown and put Solo Sikoa in his place. Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, but with Heyman in her corner? That's money. Fans and wrestling journalists alike started analyzing every detail of the post. Was this an actual move being set up on WWE TV, or was it just a calculated social media stunt? Even WWE superstars began chiming in. Jey Uso replied with a single emoji, eyes. Bianca Belair commented, "Oh, we doing that now?" Even Solo Sikoa, who had remained mostly silent in recent weeks, posted a cryptic message. All moves must be approved by the Tribal Chief. Remember that. Is Heyman building a new dynasty? With Roman Reigns absent, the WWE landscape was wide open. If Paul Heyman truly was recruiting everyone, then who else could be part of his grand plan? Rumors started swirling about a super faction that could redefine WWE. Could Heyman be pairing Jade Cargill with other dominant figures in the company? Some names being thrown around included Braun Breaker, a rising powerhouse, and someone who could be molded into the next big thing. Carmelo Hayes, a superstar with swagger who could be the faction's chosen one for the world title picture. Julia, the newly signed Japanese sensation, someone who could add international dominance to the group. Jacob Fatu, the wild card. If Heyman truly wanted to break away from Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu could be the new tribal chief. Some fans even speculated that this could lead to a long-awaited Roman Reigns vs. Jade Cargill confrontation, something that had only existed in fantasy bookings up until now. The fallout on SmackDown. With all the buzz online, WWE wasted no time capitalizing on the moment. Friday Night SmackDown opened with an urgent, chaotic energy. Paul Heyman, flanked by Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, stood in the center of the ring. The arena was filled with a mix of cheers and boos as Heyman took the microphone. "Ladies and gentlemen," Heyman began, his voice trembling in its usual dramatic fashion, "I understand that there is concern about my recent activities." A smirk crossed his face as he continued. "You see, when you are the wise men of this industry, you always think ahead. You always prepare for what's next. And what's next is Jade Cargill." The crowd erupted. "And yet, I hear whispers. I hear rumors that I have overstepped. That I have acted without authorization." The camera zoomed in on Solo Sikoa's face, stone cold, unreadable. "Let me make one thing clear," Heyman continued, "everything I do is in service to one man. Everything I do is for our tribal chief. And if our tribal chief has an issue with my actions..." Heyman looked straight into the camera. "Then I suggest he pick up the phone. Jade Cargill arrives." Just as Heyman finished speaking, the arena lights dimmed, and Jade Cargill's music hit. The reaction was electric. The former TBS champion, the woman who had dominated AEW before signing with WWE, stepped onto the SmackDown stage. She was wearing all black, her presence radiating confidence and power. Jade slowly made her way to the ring, never breaking eye contact with Heyman, Solo, and Jacob. As she climbed inside, Heyman extended a hand toward her. The tension was thick. Jade glanced at Heyman's hand, then at Solo and Jacob. The crowd waited with bated breath. And then, she took the microphone instead. "Paul," she said, pausing for dramatic effect. "You don't need to recruit me." She smirked. "I came here because I want to be here." The crowd erupted again. Solo Sikoa clenched his jaw. Jacob Fatu cracked his knuckles. And Paul Heyman? He just smiled. Because he knew this was only the beginning. Roman Reigns' response? As SmackDown went off the air, WWE's social media accounts posted a simple teaser. "Tribal Chief. The ball is in your court." No word from Roman Reigns yet. No response from the head of the table. But everyone knew it was coming. When he finally answered the call, the entire WWE landscape would never be the same again.